Hi everyone, I'm Phoebe Wild and today I'm going to be taking a look at Splendor, which is a 2 to 4 player game published in 2014 and designed by Marc Andre. Now in Splendor, you are a gem merchant trying to gain wealth and prestige faster than all the other players. And to do that you're going to be collecting gems and using those gems to buy valuable cards and mines to increase your production capacity and then gain prestige from the buildings you own and the nobles who visit you. So let's take a look at how it plays. So here we have a 2-player setup for Splendor. The only difference between the 2, 3 and 4 player game is the number of these gems that are available in the supply and the number of these noble tiles that are out. It's the number of players plus 1. The rest of the game is exactly the same. So in Splendor, you are trying to gain the most points through a combination of cards that you've built and nobles that you may or may not have earned by the end of the game. And to do this, you can do one of 3 things on your turn. The first thing you can choose to do is to take gems. Now these gems are what you're going to use to buy cards. The cost of each card is in the lower left. When you take gems, you can choose to take 3 of different colours, so I could take a ruby, an onyx and a diamond, or you can take 2 of the same colour provided there's still at least 4 left in the stack. In a 2-player game each stack only starts with 4, so providing no one's taken any sapphires yet I could take 2. The only other restriction when you're taking gems is that you can have a maximum of 10 in your personal supply at once. So this prevents people hoarding and saving up straight up for the really expensive cards. It forces you to buy cheap cards and work your way up and up and up. So the second thing you can do on your turn is to actually build one of these cards. So anyone can build any of these 12 cards that are face up. And how you do that is by paying the cost indicated on the card to the supply. So in this case, to build a sapphire mine, it would cost me 3 onyx, 3 black gems. And I would just pay that to the bank and build it in my personal supply, and this would get refreshed. Now what building cards does, and they do a number of things. So firstly, any card that you've built will increase your gem production capacity and will reduce the cost of future cards. So I just bought a sapphire mine. So any cards that then require sapphires, I will pay 1 less. So if I were then to want to buy this diamond mine, it would only cost me 1 sapphire and 2 emeralds and 1 onyx instead of 2 sapphires. And every card you've built reduces the cost in the same way. The other thing cards do for you is they give you points, which is what we're trying to get. So most of these cards go up in expense. So you've got cheap but not very valuable cards, all the way down to expensive and very valuable cards. So the points given by a card is just indicated in the top left. So that card would provide 2 points to whoever builds it. The third and final thing that cards help you with is earning the attention and favour of these nobles that are randomly put out at the start of the game. So each noble has requirements for what you need to have built to win their favour. So this noble, for example, needs you to have 4 sapphire mines, or 4 sapphire cards and 4 emerald cards. And as soon as you meet those criteria of any of the nobles, you will take it and keep it, and it'll be worth 3 points to your total of nobles and cards. The third and final thing that you can choose to do on your turn is reserving a card. And what reserving a card means is that you can take any of these 12 face-up cards or any card from the top of the 3 piles and take it into your personal hand. So for example, I could decide that I want to reserve this card and take it into my hand. And then the supply gets refreshed. And this means that I am the only player who is able to build this card now. This is especially useful for saving cards that you're saving up for, the expensive ones, and making sure that other players don't steal it out from under you and waste all your work up to that point. So if I decide that I really want to build this card later in the game, I can reserve it, and when I have the resources required to build it, I can build it on a separate turn, just like buying one of these cards. The other thing you get when you reserve a card is one of these gold tokens. Now this is the only way you get gold in the game, and it acts as a wild of any gem that you want it to be. So if you're short a gem when you're trying to buy a card, you can just use the gold, and that'll help you get whatever you're trying to purchase. So once you've chosen one of the 3 things to do on your turn, play continues clockwise, each player taking various actions, and the end of the game is triggered once someone has a total of 15 points in cards and any nobles they've earned combined. And once that happens, the current round is completed back to the start player, and whoever has the most points by the end of that round is the winner. And so that's Splendor. So I've played Splendor with 2, 3 and 4 players, and it's a game that I've always enjoyed for a number of reasons. I think it's a very elegant and simple game because there aren't that many rules, but it's very easy to explain, it's very easy to teach and pick up and play, but there's so much choice on your turn of what to do, and there's a wide appeal of the game as well. I found in my game group people who enjoy light games, heavy games, Euros, thematic games. Everyone enjoys playing it, which is really interesting. It's really hard to find a game that has that middle ground that everyone finds something to like in it. It plays quickly, about 20 minutes to half an hour once you know what you're doing, so it's good to open up a game night or play a few games quickly if you want to do that. And it's very replayable because of the variation of the cards that come out and the different nobles that come out. It makes every game different. You have to employ different kind of strategy when you're choosing what to buy and what to go for. It also rewards planning and strategic purchasing of cards, which I really like, because you have to use the cards you purchase to maximum efficiency. So, you know, if you buy a sapphire mine, you then want to buy more cards that need sapphires so that you're using the cards you've already bought to make more cards cheaper and get cards more quickly, and that's really good. And even from the start of the game, you have to look at the nobles that are out and go, okay, what colours should I be going for to get these extra points? Because especially in a 2-player game, if you neglect the nobles, it's going to be a runaway victory for the other person because they're going to nab them all. That's 9 out of the 15 points that they need, and that's more than half their score. And the game basically centers around building up your engine, figuring out buying what cards will give you the most benefit for the other cards that you're going for and the other cards that are available, and that's really good. So in a sense, the engine building reminds me of Dominion because you're buying the cheaper cards in order to work up to being able to buy the more expensive cards and get more and more points as the game goes on. But it feels less solitaire than Dominion, which I really like, because in Dominion you're building your own deck and your own little world, but in Splendor it's very much, you're building your own engine, but how you add to that engine and the points you get from it are very dependent on what other people are doing, because you need to go, okay, is someone else going to get that noble before me? What card should I reserve to stop other people or to help myself, but so someone doesn't take it from me? There's a lot more interactivity than there is, which is really, really fun. And as a bonus, the game has really nice art, really nice components. The gem poker chips are really, like, they clank together in a really satisfying way. They're fun to play with. They feel like they're durable and they'll last and they feel good. So I think Splendor is a really clever, well-designed game. It's light, it's quick, but there's a lot of depth in the strategies that you can use to get ahead of the other players. and I highly, highly recommend it. Thanks for watching.